Right? A lot of us have grown up without our father. And for whatever reason, and we depending on who raised us, we would have been told particular things about that person. Right? And the way in which we see the world would depend on our perception of that person.
That word
Perception,
again.
perception,
Perception.
perception coming back up. Yeah. So we need to think about it. How did we perceive that man that would have assisted in giving us life? All right. The person that would have raised us, more than likely our mother, depending on her relationship with our father, our perception would depend on that very significantly.
Mhm.
Some men are fortunate that their mother would have told them that their father was a good man, and so on and so forth. It may not even be the case, but there's some woman that understands the importance of a good father-like image, because they know that if the person that would have given that child life is seen in a good light by that child, then ultimately they would only seek people that would remind them of that person. However, if the mother would have talked negatively about that man, it may be true, it may not be true. Again, that talk, constant talk, would shape how that child perceives the world.
Right.
It could be something like, you remind me so much of your father. Your father was selfish. And that constant talk, constant talk, constant talk, constant talk.
Mm.
Eventually, you would try not to be that so much that you lose sense of your needs when you become an adult. You now would give of yourself to everybody. And there are some people that take advantage of that. And you would start to see leeches in your life.
Because that's where you're tracking.
Because that's where you're tracking, because you can't control when to be selfish versus when to be selfless. Right?
The
Again,
balance.
the balance.
Yeah.
Because there are times that you need to be selfish.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Of course.
There are times that you need to be selfish, but you can't be 99% selfish, and you can't be 99% selfless either.
Yeah.
Right? It should be 50-50. You should be selective in who you are selfless to versus who you are selfish
Yeah.
toward. Right? These things, boy, people don't realize how important it is to go back to relive the experiences they've had. Yes, it may hurt.
Not may.
It will
It
hurt.
will.
It will hurt.
It will. It will.
But it's important. It is important that we face these traumas, these experiences, if we are to move forward as men. If you need counseling, go get counseling. I've done counseling, so don't worry. I'm not just telling it to you just for telling it to you. I've done it.
As have I.
So go get counseling if you need counseling.
So we ain't just making this up. We ain't
Okay.
just saying, not like we sitting on cloud nine and telling everybody else, go and get help. No, we've been there.
Yeah. Go get counseling, take therapy. Find someone that you can work with, because let's be honest, not every counselor is going to work well with everyone. Right? I've had excellent counselors and I've had not so good ones. So there's a database for those of us living in Trinidad. There's a database on the Trinidad and Tobago Psychological Society. Go check it out. There are a number of psychologist counselors there. For our international audience, there is BetterHelp, where you can search for a counselor, give a rating, switch counselors if you need to, if you don't like the one that you're with. Right? Get help, because that is the beginning of the growth. Okay, you need to take control over your emotions, whether it be anger, whether it be sorrow, whether it be indifference, right? Apart from emotions, negative traits such as narcissism.
I'm glad you mentioned that, bro, because I was actually going to talk about that just now.
All right, yeah, yeah,
Because we've seen, well, as you know, there's a saying that says we are not responsible for what has happened to us in some cases, the traumas that we've been through, that we've been exposed to, that was done to us. But we are responsible for our healing.